Everybody, it's your boy Taz. Um, I ended up doing a stream earlier for the closing shift, and right before I got to the end, my internet went out. However, instead of doing a stream for 5 minutes of it, for the ending, I am going to do a playthrough for a game called 60 Seconds Reatomized. This is one game that I've been wanting to actually play for a while. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. There we go. All right. New game. Did I do something? Well, hello. New game. Atomic Drill, the tutorial challenge. Perfect your post-apocalyptic skills and unlock fancy rewards in these special challenging adventures. The full atomic experience. Scavenge around your house for supplies and then survive. Scavenge supplies from your house. Make sure the fallout shelter is well stocked by the end of your run. I feel like this is something. I don't know. Let's just do the regular. I'll go with 10. Exploration time 20 seconds. Scavenge time 60 seconds. What's this one? It's got some stuff. Common. Some trouble often. And that one's sometimes. That one's every day. I'll do the regular to see if I can survive within 60 seconds. I don't know what to pick up stuff. This might go horribly wrong. Grab that. I feel like I need food. Where do I go? Where do I go? That looks important. Where is... There it is. Can I get this? Oh. That took too much time. Alright, so I need to probably do that again. I feel like I need to get everyone first and then actually get items. So I had some stuff. Not a lot of stuff, but you perished. In only like 3 minutes. Alright, take 2. Here we go. It's also I get distracted in like games that you have to loot. Alright. The essence of life. Basics of survival. Okay, so this is good. There's like a bunch of food and water right here. I should probably get. I have enough time. Alright, a few more seconds. Going for it. Alright, I think I made it. Okay. So, good news is I have a bunch of food and water. Also, that gave me so much anxiety. I don't know why. Alright. Day 1. All of us made it into the shelter just a second before the blast. That was a close one. As long as we're all together, we can make it work down here. We remember hearing, canned soup is healthy for you. Our shelter used to be fully stocked, but somehow we always found a better way to use the stocked supplies instead of leaving them for an emergency. Once we had a soup dinner party, another time we needed the rifle to help our neighborhood watch in a vicious fight against raccoons. Luckily, some of the supplies were left untouched. I think everything froze for a minute. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, looky here. One of us must have hid this inside the suitcase a while ago. It was so lucky we took that suitcase. Ooh, I got a first aid kit right there. Our shelves are full of cans. We'll eat from cans. We'll sleep on cans. We'll even talk to cans. Some of us already do. Plenty of water means we don't have to worry about that for some time. This is the best stocked shelter we've ever seen. We've never seen another one, but we're sure this is a good amount of supplies. Okay, I don't know if I should feed everyone on the first day. I feel like I have to ration everything out. So I feel like the first day they'll be fine. 1 minute it was all fine, and the next we were at each other's throats. How did this happen? This is insane. We need to get a grip on ourselves. If we are going to survive this, let's just sleep on it. Alright. Close that. Day 2. I don't know why. Everything is okay. I think we're good. Okay. Day 2. We stopped arguing, but for how long? Ted is not complaining today, at least. Not very much. It's always better when things are calm. Luckily, nothing new happened to Mary Jane today. If there was anything to report about Dolores, this is where it would have been written. Timmy seems okay, as much as he can be in our current situation. So day 2, I feel like I should get them some food and some water. That way, I have 4 and 5. Okay. Our neighborhood is still highly radioactive. Trips to the surface are a big risk to our health right now. Ted seems to be in really good shape for a trip. Dolores is in pretty good shape. Mary Jane is feeling excellent. Timmy seems quite enthusiastic about the trip. Should we start preparing an expedition for tomorrow? We were pretty sure Mary Jane had her birthday 2 weeks ago, but it turns out it's today. Shall we get her something a young lady trapped in a tiny shelter would enjoy? I really don't want to use the first aid kit, just in case if I need it later. Day 3. Mary Jane is too old for birthdays. That's what we think. That's why I didn't want to give her the first aid kit, because I feel like I need that later on. There isn't much going on with Ted. No trouble, nothing new. There isn't anything new bothering Mary Jane. Life is hard for all of us right now, but Dolores is in a good mood today. We hope it'll stay this way. Timmy might not look like it, but he's a strong young boy. He's doing just fine. Alright, so... there we go. So they ate yesterday, so I feel like every other day I should. We always thought life could be much better. That was before. Now we think life could be much better. In a way, not that much has changed. Day 4. What we make of today will be our tomorrow, so let's make it right. Ted seems to be doing alright, even though the world has gone to, well, a crappy place. Mary Jane says she's fine and doesn't need anything. Dolores is doing quite well, or she just can't find anything to complain about today. Despite the dire circumstances and all the trouble we are going through, Timmy is being very brave. So they ate on 3. I don't know, I feel like they might be fine. Enough sitting around, it's time to visit the surface and look for some additional supplies. Maybe something survived the blast. Maybe someone is still alive. Let's find out. Who shall go outside? Timmy, Mary Jane, Dolores, or Ted? Well, it said Ted was feeling a little bit brave, so let's send Ted out. Or not Ted, Timmy. Day 5. Timmy went out to the wasteland. We don't know what we'll do if he doesn't come back. Ted needs water. We should get Mary Jane something to drink. Okay, so they're not hungry. They're just thirsty. Alright. Playing a game or two might be a good way to relieve the mood and take our minds off the problems of today and tomorrow. And hey, playing games is good for you. So why not give it a try every now and then? I don't even think I have any. I mean, I might. Day 6. We played I Spy and it was pretty fun for the first 3 minutes. After that, everyone got bored of the letter W. Ted isn't thirsty. Mary Jane's no longer thirsty. Neither is Dolores. Okay, so I think I could go one more day without soup. It's high time we stopped wondering about what's going on and started asking questions, or at least listen to some reasonable answers. So how about tuning to a radio station and learning a thing or two about the brave new world? I don't have one, so... Day 7. They say ignorance is bliss. Another day without any clue what's going on might not necessarily kill us. Ted seems to be doing alright, even though the world has gone to a crappy place. Cause Mary Jane didn't cause any trouble today, and no trouble dared to cross her path. Life is hard for all of us right now, but Dolores is in a good mood today. We hope it will stay this way. Alright, so I'm gonna give them food today. During the night, we heard some suspicious sounds coming from behind our door. When we peeked out in the morning, we saw a leather suitcase. It has no address or name on it, but we're pretty sure it's meant for us. Should we open it? I feel like we probably should, but I also feel like it might be a situation to where, like, it's a trick question where it wants you to open it, but it might be like something else that's bad. I'll go with yes. Day 8. What was that? We gladly accepted the sudden gift, and despite our suspicions, it turned out it was the regular tomato soup that we all know and love. Thank you, kind stranger. So I have one more soup. Where's water when Ted needs it? Okay, so everyone's thirsty. What's that sound? Oh no, something or someone is below us. It's only reasonable to go and check it out. How about using that manhole in the corner? I'll have them take the axe just in case. Day 9. Unless it's Timmy. Hey, it's Timmy. We barely made it out alive. It was a giant mutated crocodile, or an alligator, or something else with a giant mouth and plenty of teeth. Is anyone hurt? We were so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is safe with us now. Our expedition was able to get to a local hospital. It appears that the blast blew up some of the upper floors, beds, some with patients still on them, and shreds of medical equipment were lying all over the place. However, after exploring the first floor, we concluded that the majority of people inside evacuated the building in time. There were plenty of bottles of liquid in one of the wards, peroxide or not. Water is water, and beggars can't be choosers. So I got +2 water. One of the surviving hospital beds had a gas mask hanging on it, along with a note that read, "Wear this. Patient smells really bad." This last expedition got us thinking, maybe we could just drive away from this nightmare somehow. Of course, most of the automobiles available are completely burnt out, but if we find a solid base and scavenge enough parts, perhaps we could build a vehicle of our own. We better keep an eye out for those on future expeditions. Ted is no longer thirsty. Why was Dolores hurt? Timmy should eat something, and Timmy is tired. Alright. So, should I use the first aid kit on... I feel like I should. Because they ate yesterday, so they should be good. We felt like something was staring at us from the corner of the shelter. We think it's a rat. At least it looks like a rat. A rat on a very good diet. We decided we need to do something about it. Or to put it more bluntly, it's either him or us. The only thing I have is the axe. Day 10. Whatever it was, it's dead now. Quite dead. Maybe there's more hiding somewhere in one of those nasty little holes. Timmy is very hungry. I fed him, like, yesterday, though. Dolores' wounds were patched up. Ted seems to be doing alright, even though the world, isn't worried, or at least she's not saying so out loud. Okay, so it just said he's hungry. Okay. So Mary Jane's gonna go outside. Day 11. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back soon. Timmy should eat something. Timmy keeps falling asleep in his chair. He needs a few days to rest. Ted is thirsty, and Dolores is thirsty. So why is Timmy like super hungry all of a sudden? Should I be worried about that? As we were about to start a book club discussion on the only book we've all read, the phone book, we were interrupted by rapid knocking at the door. We found out it was a group of refugees who survived the blast just like we did. They were doing much worse than us and begged us to provide them with any water, food, or medical supplies we could spare. I feel like I should give them water instead of food. So I'm kind of scarce on food. Day 12. Our visitors were in tears when we gave them what they asked for. We survived the nuclear apocalypse, only to be nearly strangled by thankful refugees. Hugs can kill, you know. Luckily for us, they decided to continue their journey to get somewhere safe before the sun set. As they were about to leave, one of them presented us with a portable radio. Ooh, I needed one of those because I think that's how you can escape. They would not take no for an answer and soon left, waving goodbye until they disappeared amongst the rubble. Timmy needs to rest. He's no longer hungry. Ted isn't thirsty, neither is Dolores. Okay. So they're good on food. We can keep sitting on our backsides here in this tiny little bunker, or we can start thinking about getting away as far as possible from this radioactive wasteland. Who would have thought that they would ruin such a lovely neighborhood. We could do it on our own. The escaping part, not the running part, of course. However, there might be someone out there who can help us. Let's keep our eyes and ears open. See if there's anything on the radio. D13. We made contact. The military is out there and they're coming for us. All we need to do now is wait patiently. The soldier with the boring voice was very specific about this. Help is on the way. We just need to wait for further instructions and keep our radio in working order. Ted is hungry. Dolores hasn't eaten. Okay, so they just need food. We had some spare ammunition, but now it's gone. Why is it gone? We don't know how or when. It must have been misplaced. We need to find it, and soon. I don't have phone. Did I have a phone? It was too dark to find those tiny bullets without a flashlight. They aren't lost, technically. They're still in the shelter, technically. Ted isn't hungry, and he's just thirsty. Dolores is no longer hungry and thirsty. So they're thirsty and Timmy's hungry. There we were, thinking we would never hear a telephone signal again, when suddenly a phone starts ringing from somewhere outside. We figured it's the phone booth across the street, so someone go answer it. How about Timmy? He's already been out there. He probably would know where to go. Hey, when we answered the phone, we could clearly hear a gasp of relief from the caller. They introduced themselves as survivors from a nearby town of Hill Valley. We had started exchanging information when the call was cut short. Something must have gone wrong on their side. We hope they will get back to us. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter from the surface. We decided to finally check what we can find between the rubble in our own backyard. Our poor lawns and flowers. Once the object of desire of the whole neighborhood, now reduced to nothing more than radioactive ashes, covered by debris. There really isn't much left here. The only tree that's left is completely burnt out. In a hollow area inside the dead husk, some mutated three-tailed squirrels made their home. They're pretty good at collecting stuff. I hope they don't mind us borrowing a few things. Ooh, I got 2 cans of soup. The garage still has 2 walls left, but most things inside are gone. Not even the bicycles made it through the blast, but weirdly enough, the baskets installed on top of them did. We found some leftover supplies there from our last bicycle trip. We window shopped nearby parking lots for a vehicle that wasn't completely burnt out. Unfortunately, we found nothing of value. Maybe future expeditions will be more lucky. So, Mary Jane is hungry. In terrible shape. He needs water. So I'll give everyone food right now. Mostly because I have some to spare. I'll do another expedition. We're bored. No, really, we're bored. And we have to do something about it. We'll end up as soon as some cannibalistic post-apocalyptic savages armed with toasters. It's time to do something. What should I do with the portable radio, though? Is this a bad idea? Are they gonna break it? If you put a seashell to your ear, you can hear the ocean. We discovered if you put your ear next to a radio, you can hear static, and it's almost like an ocean. Who needs seashells anymore? So she's hungry. There isn't much going on with Ted. Okay, so she's just hungry. It's about time we chose someone. I'll have Timmy go back outside. So I'm gonna alternate between Timmy and Mary Jane. Timmy went out to the wasteland. We don't know what we'll do if he doesn't come back. She's no longer hungry. Ted seems to be doing alright, even though the world... Okay, so life is hard for us right now. Okay. So they're good right now. We can barely breathe in the shelter. For the last couple of hours, the situation has been getting noticeably worse. There might be something wrong with the ventilation system. Maybe it's stuck. If that's the case, we need to look into fixing it right away. Book? I feel like all these random encounters, I'm somehow surviving. Using the handbook to research maintenance seemed like a fair idea. We figured if it's full of pointers on how to fix things, it must have a chapter on nuclear shelter air filtration systems. Before we could even check, we were invaded by a group of angry mutant insects, which flew out of that cursed vent. Their stings hurt and seemed to give us a fever. If Ted doesn't drink anything, he won't last long. Everyone has to drink sometimes. So, I think they're just thirsty. Dolores got ill. Uh-oh. This might be it, because I don't have anything for them. We've discussed everything we could, and no one is willing. I thought my game crashed. Okay, there we go. We discussed everything we could, and no one is willing to chat anymore. The silence is really disturbing. We should do something before we start talking to ourselves instead. Uh-oh. I don't think Dolores is doing so well. There's nothing here. Maybe if we try really hard, we can hear the neighbors in their shelter. We haven't done anything about Dolores' sickness. She's just tired. Ted is no longer thirsty. She's hungry and tired. Was injured on our last expedition. She didn't mention it to us, and we didn't notice it. It wasn't a problem until now. It seems her injury got infected and she's in bad shape. Oh no. I'm gonna go with the axe because we don't really have that much supplies. Day 20. Mary Jane got the wrong idea when we brandished the axe. She tried to limp out of the bunker. Fortunately, she was too slow, and we were able to explain our intentions before she ran off. Heating the axe's blade allowed us to clean the wound and stop it from festering. Now it's up to her immune system to fight off the infection. She's looking better today, so we are hopeful it was worth it. Ted is tired. A few days of rest is what he needs. he's hungry, and Dolores' health has not improved. He can't seem to sleep. Yesterday, during charades, we learned that Mary Jane doesn't know how to spell Okay. Not even gonna try to attempt that. And it has left Dolores sorely disappointed. She insists on home, or rather shelter, schooling Mary Jane a little. Seeing if I can fix the frame rates on this. Before I continue real quick. Alright. So I'm gonna say yes on this one. Day 21. Dolores does not mess around. What started out as a spelling exercise has quickly found its way to a math revision, followed by a short physics course, and ending on tinkering with random objects in the shelter. Mary Jane looks exhausted, but we can't deny the state of our shelter has improved today. Ted is still mighty tired and needs more time to recover. He's no longer hungry, but he's thirsty. So Mary Jane is tired. Everyone has to drink, so she's thirsty. And Dolores needs food and water. We were never huge fans of mushrooms, but with a colony of them growing on one of the walls, we've changed our loyalties. We're all about mushrooms now. Should we eat them? I feel like that's a bad idea. But out of curiosity, day 22. Hey, they seem okay. We learned something today. Tomato soup is our best friend, and mushrooms aren't. Ted is still tired. He's no longer thirsty. And Dolores is still ill. The military is transmitting again. They said their first step is to locate any remaining survivors. A plane will be doing a sweep over our neighborhood this evening, and we're supposed to be out in the open, signaling to it with a flashlight. Well, I don't have a flashlight. Yeah, I don't have a flashlight for that. So, let's see how this goes. The signal has to wait. Besides, do they even know how much flashlight batteries cost, especially in this economy? Especially after it was wiped out? So she's tired, but hungry. Our situation is getting worse every day. We can see the hunger and desperation in each other's eyes. We know a teacher from a local school rescued a bunch of kids when the bomb fell. We also know what kind of supplies are in the school shelter. As part of the community, We helped stock it for an emergency. So technically, they're ours, right? Should we reclaim them in our hour of need? I mean, it is supplies, but I feel like this might have messed up the game. Timmy, is that you? Excuse me. We went, got what we needed, and came back. We're sure that group will do just fine, most probably. Yeah, absolutely. We were so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is safe with us now. We spotted an untouched store with many products inside, even food different than tomato soup, a real treat in these post-apocalyptic times. When we were about to reach it, a terrible noise made us stop in our tracks. Something heavy fell straight from the sky, crashing into the store and destroying it completely. After dust settled, we realized we were looking at a spaceship. Just like in Timmy's comics, could it be saucermen from Mars? Then why does it bear American flag on the side and the logo of something called Astro Citizen? Could it be infiltration? Crafty little aliens. Under a bunch of metal space junk, we found a tired old teddy bear and some supplies. The bear looked disappointed. We ended up turning him around. We could not handle his judgmental eyes, and somehow got soup from that. She's still tired, but she's thirsty. Dolores needs water, so everyone needs water. Except... Did it say he was hungry? Yeah. So he's not thirsty, he's just hungry. So, I feel like my best bet is to have Ted go out and see what he can find. Timmy has been sitting there, just staring into space. Is something wrong? Maybe it would be good to have a little chat with him. He's probably going to tell us all the horrible things he saw outside. Excuse me. Even a word or two may be enough to brighten someone's mood. Timmy seems to be better now. We can't just sit around while Dolores is so sick. She complains that she still can't get in a good night's sleep. She's no longer thirsty. Timmy is hungry and thirsty. Ted is hungry. Okay, so... I'll have Mary Jane go out again. Hopefully she can find, you know, like a med kit for Dolores. Or some water. Why is there a handprint on the wall? Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back soon. So Dolores is hungry. Timmy is hungry. Our last expedition brought news of a vehicle parked just down the street. It sure looked unique, but we never got close enough to get a good look. We're almost certain it's not a bandit trap. Perhaps we should send someone over to check it out. How about Timmy? Uh-oh. Oh. A shocking discovery. It was a dirty ice cream truck. It was a little crispy around the edges, and it was also missing wheels and some other crucial parts. But the seats were fairly comfortable. Wouldn't it be amazing to just drive away and leave this radioactive hell behind us? We can't just sit around while Dolores is sick. So Dolores is thirsty, and so both of them are thirsty. I'm almost out of water too. Timmy is bored out of his mind, and he won't leave Ted alone. First he wanted to play tag, now it's hide and seek, which are both terrible ideas for a small monster like this. Ted is in a bad mood and just wants to be left alone, but Timmy isn't giving up. How about charades? I'll go with yeah. Okay. Day 28. Is someone at my shelter? Charades is serious business, but we never suspected the game would be this violent. Ted could not guess any of Timmy's comic book character names, which just caused Timmy to mime and gesture more and more wildly. His flailing arms knocked a few things off the shelves before he finally gave up. So he broke my gas mask, pretty much. Alright. No longer thirsty. Okay, so Timmy is just thirsty. Oh, but in the name of freedom came a shout from outside our door. We weren't sure who claimed to be representing freedom, but we could hear it was a group of people, probably armed. Anyone who introduces themselves like that is probably planning in the name of freedom. Should we open? Now, I feel like this is a bad idea. But I also feel like if I don't open the door, they're probably gonna still like find a way in. My water's gone. When we peeked outside, we were greeted by a group of high school students. They were well equipped and looked like they could take care of themselves. They questioned us about enemy combatants in the area. We couldn't help them, but they were happy to leave one of their spare axes with us in case we needed to defend ourselves. When we asked why would they help us, they replied, "It's what Wolverines do." We haven't done anything about Dolores. So Ted is hungry and Timmy is hungry. There it goes again. Noises. Weird noises all the time. Are they coming from the pipes? Walls? Is it something behind the door? We don't know, and it's driving us insane. We should sit down and relax. Otherwise, we might get paranoid. Day 30. Having some fun made us forget about what was it again? Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter from the surface. The old library in the center of our town was reduced to a huge pile of rubble. The only things distinguishable in the ruins were a few half-burnt bookshelves and the remains of the librarian's desk. The head librarian was a shy and quiet local girl with a weird passion for firearms. Finding a loaded rifle attached to her table wasn't a big surprise to us. Under the debris, we found some water. Okay, we believe that our expedition to the wasteland must have been followed by strangers. We should be more cautious next time. So Dolores needs water and food. Mary Jane caught something nasty. And I think, yeah, it just said she's hungry. Carrying an equal bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. He offered us a simple one-time deal. For just one can of soup, we get the bag and all of its contents. We can't see what's inside, and the trader gives us angry glances every time we take a step towards the mysterious bag. Should we make a deal? I feel like we should. What was that? Oh, there's a cat. As soon as the door closed behind the trader, the bag started to violently shake, emitting screeching sounds. Terrified, we backed up against the walls. When the beast finally escaped, it turned out to be just an angry house cat. The cat gave us a menacing look and promptly sat down in the corner to clean itself. Its colors says something. Is that its name? Mary Jane's diet could use a little food, so she's hungry. I need to send someone out later. Alright, so what did it say about food and water? So food and water and food. I'm running out of food. Today was an exciting day for Ted. All of a sudden, he found car keys in his back pocket. Has he been sitting on them this whole time? Anyway, it got him reminiscing about his favorite automobile, and now he's worried about it being parked up for too long. Something tell us it's the least of his troubles at the moment, but Ted seems really eager to go out and turn the engine over. I say yeah on that one. Since Ted doesn't remember where he last parked the car, this could take a while. Hopefully he's back soon with good news. If the car still works, maybe. We could all get out of here and drive somewhere safer. Ted left for the surface. We hope he'll be back soon. So Timmy is thirsty. The army is on the radio again. They're telling us to get our flashlight ready to signal the aircraft, but I don't have one. See, there's like a handprint right there. Also, why is there... Alright. The signal has to wait. Besides, do they even know how much flashlight batteries cost? So... there has to be some water. So Dolores is thirsty. We played a game of list of things you hate the most, and our neighbor's name kept coming up for some reason. That reminded us that he had a safe in his living room. We always wondered what's inside. Maybe now's the time to finally find out, but who will do the honors of stealing the possessions of our nemesis? How about Timmy? So I think he's the only one that's well enough to go outside. We marched to Ned's house and found the safe cracked open by the blast. Most of his contents were destroyed, but we still salvaged something out of it. Ned was nowhere to be found. He likely perished. All told, it was a good day. If we don't cure Mary Jane soon, who knows what will happen. So she's thirsty and hungry. I feel like I should give them all food. Well, it's been a few days since Ted went out to look for his car. We're getting really worried now, especially since there have been loud thuds and shouting coming from above. Maybe he got into some trouble. Should we take a peek outside? Yes. I think it was only like 2 days he was gone. Hey, it's Ted. Ted found something alright, but it wasn't his car. He stumbled upon a barbecue party at our neighbor's burned down lawn. We recognized some faces in the small crowd. What?
Again, what?
Oh. Howdy, Thirst. Welcome to the stream.
Oh, you're streaming.
Yeah, on Twitch and on YouTube. He's like, oh, I'm probably gonna go. Not gonna lie, you scared me when you said what.
Message me later.
Alright.
I'll let you stream.
Alright.
Hi.
So, pretty much all I got was tomato soup from this. So, no longer thirsty, no longer hungry. So, I think they're fine. I still need water. While trying to pet the cat, we found a piece of paper on his collar with an address scribbled on it. Could its previous owner still be around and worried sick? Chances are slim, but maybe we should pay them a visit, or at least whatever's left of them. See if there's water. All I need is water. We grabbed our new fluffy friend for a little stroll through the waste, only to immediately run into a couple of gentlemen dressed in trench coats, fedoras, and shades. They gritted their teeth at the sight of the cat and said they'd been looking for it. Apparently it belongs to their dear old Nan, who loves it dearly. Before we could utter a word, they took the cat, thanked us, and left. The cat didn't seem to mind, so maybe it's for the best. Ted is still tired, so Everyone's fine. Timmy claimed he couldn't sleep last night due to Ted's loud snoring. Ted angrily retaliated by making quips about the size of Timmy's ears, which enraged Timmy even more. He's desperate for a solution. What could be done about this? I feel like that's the only logical solution in that. Timmy eventually settled for jamming the pieces into his ears. Now, what the doctor would order, not what the doctor would order, but it did the trick. He slept well, although one of the pieces is missing this morning. Is it still stuck in his ear? And more importantly, can we still play the game without it? So Ted needs water. Dolores needs water. I think they all need water. But I think that's all I have. The boredom and silence are overwhelming. Too bad we don't have a TV to keep us occupied. But maybe we could take advantage of some of our supplies and pretend them props on a movie set. I feel like the axe is a not safe option for that. The suitcase was supposed to serve as a small podium. Ted and Mary Jane argued about who should stand on the podium and deliver a monologue in their improvised scene. Long story short, both of them stood on top of the suitcase at the same time. Unfortunate. So, she's hungry. Timmy doesn't have water. But my only option is to send him out and see if he can find some. Where's the cat back? To our surprise, we found the cat back in our shelter this morning. We're not exactly sure why or how it came back. Is it our good care it appreciates? Our kind hearts? Optimism? Or just our stockpile of soup cans? Only time will tell. Timmy went out to the wasteland. So she's hungry. Has been caught out under the cover of night. Dolores was furious when Mary Jane revealed she was going to go on a date with some bandit boy. She met him during an expedition. Mary Jane asked for a chance to contact her date via a written note to apologize for not showing up. Should she be allowed to do that? Yeah. I don't want him to get angry at us. Uh-oh. Is Ted sick? Dolores agreed that an apology note would be polite in these circumstances. Mary Jane wrote one and dropped it off, but came back and was furious. She saw the bandit boy outside holding hands with some girl. Mary Jane was so hurt, even Dolores took her side. Ted seems to have developed an allergy to our furry guest. He's been coughing and sneezing all night long. We should try giving him some medication. Thing is, I don't have any. So he's hungry. I don't have any water. All I have is soup. So Cat found a tiny wire sticking out from the ceiling and pulled it out. Plaster and debris fell on our table, topped off with a big meowing fur ball. What is this thing anyway? Nobody remembers it being there before. The cat might get angry if we take away the wire, so maybe it's best to leave it be, or should we examine that wire? I'm just going yes with everything because it seems to be a good option. I think someone's at the door. We grabbed the cable and followed it to a rusty old truck parked in our neighbor's driveway. Upon opening the door, we were confronted with two men wearing huge headphones who looked extremely surprised to see us. They wiretapped our shelter when we were asleep, and they were listening to everything we said. We gave them hell and marched back to our bunker. Something should be done about Ted's sickness. Well, I don't have any... water or meds. I'm hoping Timmy comes back soon. The agents who were spying on us are now at the door and want to explain themselves. Yes. Hopefully they have water. And medicine. They were agents. Real, live secret agents on a mission. We saw their identity cards, briefly. They weren't listening in on us. It was the cat they were interested in. They made a request too, wanting us to aid them with some of their top secret missions in the future. If we do that, they promise they will extract us to a safe house full of supplies and donuts. Hopefully they come back soon with more information. Ted looks like he's got one foot in the grave. He needs to get a drink right now. I don't have anything. So they're doing the... I don't have a flashlight either. I didn't know I needed one, to be honest. What happened to Mary Jane? The signal has to wait. Timmy should have returned by now. We need to face the worst possible scenario. He might not be coming back. Too many days without water took their toll. Ted died of dehydration. When Mary Jane found out she is not getting a single drop of water, she got furious. She stormed out into the wasteland, shouting over her shoulder that we'll regret this, and that she's getting her water one way or another. We are seriously terrified right now. If only we had a few drops of water. We didn't make it. These are our final words, and our advice to anyone who reads this is: we spent 43 days in our shelter. Day 1, all of us are safe. Day 8, ER visited. Okay. But this is going to end the stream for 60 seconds. If y'all want to see me do another stream for this, please let me know. Also did not know that I only needed one more successful expedition. But yeah, I got merch available on streamlabs.com/TazForTaco94/merch. And we have a limited time edition merch right now called Moon Fear. With that being said, thank y'all for watching and hope y'all have a good day.